Previously on Spiritual Warfare.
Shine, make 'em wonder what you got. Make 'em wish that they were not on the outside looking for. Shine, let it shine before all men. Let 'em see good works in men. Let 'em glorify the Lord.
Well, hello once again, and welcome back to Nathan Plays Spiritual Warfare. My name is Nathan, and this is Spiritual Warfare for the Nintendo Entertainment System. In the last episode, we departed from downtown and explored slums and houses. We found ourselves a torch that allows us to see blocks that can be pushed in certain areas, asterisk. We also saw exits to other areas that we weren't quite able to access just yet, but maybe today we'll be able to make some progress there. There was one more way out of downtown that we could get to, now that we have the breastplate, and it is to the airport, so let's check it out. So, curiously, the game started us off in downtown this time, in a different screen than when we saved. I'm not entirely sure how that works. As you recall, last episode, it remembered where we were. I equipped my new pomegranate with its awesome zigzaggy pattern and set about heading southwards toward the airport, which you'll remember previously had sort of a gang or something blocking the entrance. We'll see if they're still there. And they're not. They've apparently vacated. And we have a sign that says airport that way, so let's check it out. Airport. We have a first new enemy type, a security guard that apparently is holding some sort of an ice cream cone. And cars parked rather haphazardly throughout the road. We also have these, well, they're either thugs or like the monks that you see, like the Hare Krishna guys. The red zone is no parking area. Good to know. The white zone is for loading and unloading passengers. Also good to know. Apparently these fellows are not in need of salvation because my fruits pass right through them. Ice cream, those have to be ice cream cones. And once again, because the questions reset whenever you restart the game, I was back to my first set of questions, which I know pretty well the answer to by now, and scooped up a few extra dove points there. The game is not, I'm realizing the art department is a bit, like, the cars are not a consistent size. If you remember the freeway area in the houses, those were tiny little cars. They were about the size of me, and these are huge. So, that's a bit strange. Inside, we have the sort of concourse thing here. We can push the baggage around for no particular reason. It's kind of what looks to be maybe a convenience store in the corner there. All decked out in gold. And inside, another pair for my collection. Apparently, there are up to 4 of each fruit. This is pretty cheap at a paltry 25 doves. Let's equip it and just see how we can do now. We have 3 out of 4. And I can fire an almost endless stream, almost non-stop rapid fire. There's a little bit of a gap there. But unfortunately, their range is so tiny now that really the pomegranate is starting to take over as my fruit of choice. Here we have a baggage claim conveyor belt here. And I might not have thought to do this if I hadn't remembered it from a kid. There is a secret in the middle. Through the maze-like baggage claim area, which I'm sure this is probably based on real airports, Dulles? JFK. I should have picked one I could actually pronounce. JFK. For that joke. Ruined now. So you do have to dodge the bags a little bit as you head through, because you can't pass through them. You can't push them back, unlike everything else. And if you get on the wrong side of one, it'll just shove you out of the way until you can dive off to the side. Once you make it through, you get an extra heart container. How nice. So we headed back through the main area of the airport inside, out through to the tarmac, which security tries to stop me, but I say, no way. Except pomegranates. Some punks are hanging out by the runway there, which is kind of not a good deal. And up to the north of that, we've got, the planes. Clearly modeled on the classic Fisher-Price airplane that I had as a child. You can head inside, and this one has a key. I think we just took the keys to the airplane. I'm not sure. But I'm allowed to wander off and on. There's no bathrooms here. It's kind of a safety concern. a public health issue. Can't go into that plane, but it's so cute. Look at it. I like it. Getting menaced by punks again. I don't know how all of these people are allowed to be out here just hanging around on the runway, but I'm also not sure where this key is meant to go. We'll have to hang on to it for a while, I guess. Unfortunately, none of the other airplanes can be boarded, which is fine, because I don't have a pass anyway. My work is here, in this city. So there's an opening in the fence. We can head south into the baggage waste area, I guess. This, I assume, every airport actually has. This is where your bags go when they don't get claimed or they just get sent to the wrong place. It's just this field of baggage. Some kid in a bow tie pushing them around, trying to find vials underneath them and stuff. Don't read into that too much. Alright, so anyway, that was the airport. It's pretty short, pretty sweet. And now we move on to warehouse. Yes, it's the warehouse district. Rather than being square or mostly wide on the sides rectangle, this one's more up and down. It's not terribly wide in terms of screens, but it is quite long up and down. So we're going to explore. We have a couple more new enemies. We have some dock workers there with knives in the green. Quite scary. They just sort of pick a direction and charge in it, as you do when you work on the docks, I guess. And here we have some Coolshades Wrenchman, as well as the old man in blue. Coolshades Wrenchman just has an infinite number of wrenches that he just throws at random for fun. He's a real problem. Inside this warehouse building, it's sort of bizarre way to get through, but you can take out a couple of gunners, pick up some extra points, and just this one's not too hard to do, as a matter of fact. They're not even really facing the right way, so checking for secrets. See, that zigzag pattern really comes in handy when you have people that are charging at you that quickly. Your aim doesn't need to be all that terribly precise, I guess is my point. I noticed I was getting knocked around a little bit on this screen, so I decided to switch back to the pairs just to see if the rapid fire would be helpful when people are coming up at me that quickly. Unfortunately, when they're that fast, you sacrifice a bit of, well, not accuracy, but just the spread of the pomegranate really is the right way to go. So inside this building, another heart container there. I switched over to the apples in order to make some long-range shots there. Sniper apples, if you will. Took all the plumbers out of my way. And the gunners. I was going to make some crack about them not having any work, but maybe this is their job. Maybe they're security henchmen, or maybe the floor needs to be, you know, sort of stomped down. Anyway, having explored the upper part of the warehouse district, it was time to start heading southwards. Here's a little, possibly a child. Hard to tell with these graphics. Watch out for the forklift. Well, that's fine advice in any situation. I will keep my eyes open, thank you very much. Oh, we also have the jackhammer fellows there that I think I failed to point out earlier. And an item shop with pomegranate number 2. Outstanding. As well as a vial of anointing oil, which I don't need at this point. Save my dove points there for something else. Now that I can shoot 2 pomegranates, I am basically unstoppable. Not true, but it is just a pretty nice all-rounder weapon. It's got decent range. And like I said, the zigzag really helps. Now the forklifts. Obviously your fruit bounces off them, as you can see there. But there is another way, which is to use the vials when they get close enough. The ones at the back of the screen, I guess, are supposed to be a hint. But I still have rather a lot of them. Not 100% sure why I felt it was necessary to do this all. Because I still have lots and lots of vials, but here we are. I did it. It's done. Plus I can't move that box, so can't even get that last one. Oh well. You'll need the boots to cross the burning rubble. We have a lot of problems with burning rubble in this city. Somebody's got to look into that. That is a hazard. So anyway, there's another area that we need to wait till later. Now we have this, and slums had burning rubble. There was another spot in houses, but that's, I think they mentioned wanting the helmet as well. Found another set of questions. Got myself some easy points and a couple of hearts. And I had to look into the railway station just because, I don't know, just in case this is the place where I can finally get a ticket. One day I'll be able to access that fast travel system. One day. There's some stairs leading up, but unfortunately no way to get to them based on the way the barrels are positioned. So nothing for it but to keep walking. And here we have some stairs down. Well, that seems fine. First I decided to do a little bit of work on the other side of the wall there. Ah, terribly unfortunate that that 10 is just out of reach. How frustrating. If only I had some sort of an item that would fly back and forth and retrieve things for me. Perhaps one day. They're just padding out the length of the game there. Come on, I could have just walked through that screen, but no. Anyway, it's fine. I'm just kidding. So now I actually have access to the tracks, and I remembered a heart container that was way up in the park in the beginning of the game. It's a bit of a walk, but I think we're gonna go for it. As far as I know, this is the only way to get up there, so it's time to go for a stroll. It unfortunately doesn't make for terribly exciting viewing, so we'll just skip most of it. Grab my heart container, and then we'll skip the walk back. Because, again, too long. But here we are back in warehouses, with another angel on the way. This time, remember, it's not olive seed, it's a mustard seed. I'm not sure we've done these questions, so we'll go over them. The Centurion amazed Jesus with his great faith. It is impossible to please God with faith. What? Well, it doesn't say awesome, so we have to go with righteous, I guess. And there we go. It's fortunate with those. I mean, if you can do those trivia questions decently well, it seems like I haven't really had to grind for points so far, which is nice. They just kind of come to you if you're reasonably vigilant and yeah. So I mean, that's nice. Here we have a couple of open doors there, and sort of a maze-like warehouse area. More gunners, like in the apartments back in the slums. A little bit scary. We have two choices here. 50-50. Let's go with the top one. Ouch. No warning on those doors there, especially when there's already a dove in front of it. Thanks a lot. This one takes me through to there. I was waiting to see if anyone would pop out. And this one takes me back outside. Okay, so that's one loop closed. Let's try our other option. After this point, it's really not that terribly much of a maze. Mostly you just go the only way you can. Try not to get shot. Again, good... you know what? That's accidentally good life advice. Go the only way you can. Try not to get shot. I'm gonna have that embroidered. Put on a pillow or something. Maze complete. I realized on review of the footage that I never actually got to that mysterious brown door that was in the upper right of the building. So look forward to that on the next episode as I loop back around and see what's in there. Kind of an oversight on my part. A couple more vials there. And we can head back around to the front of the building. Now, when I was recording this, I paused the game here for like a really long time, and I don't remember why. So we just have to skip forward a little bit. There we go. I don't know. Something must have happened. It's been a couple weeks since I actually recorded this, so. Coolshades Wrenchman is giving me a little bit of guff there, but it's okay. Managed to make it through. It's just a lot of barrels. So many barrels. There's a bit of a shortcut back there with the one barrel in the wall, as you see. I managed to pooch this so I couldn't get to the stairs. Took me a couple of tries. But finally, I thought it through, and I got it. Takes us to an underground area with more shooters. This one's actually a little bit more challenging because the apple will not reach quite that far. So I decided to stick it out with my pomegranate, my palms, palm wonderfuls. Sweaty palms. And once you get to the one end, it's pretty easy to get the vast majority of them out of your way. I decided not to go out of my way for that vial, though, because why? I have 142 of them. Here we have quite a mess of forklifts and Coolshades Wrenchmen and the knife guys. Managed to take a couple of them out with some vials, but I realized I didn't really need to do all of the forklifts, and so I'm just going to keep moving. And practice the art of fighting without fighting. For the, you know, at least there. Not for the most part, obviously, but... There we can flash back to some of the areas we saw earlier. And there's the stairs. It's pretty reasonable to assume, judging by this screen, that this will just connect up to the stairs on the other side of that gap there. So we'll come back to that in a moment. And after weaving our way through these cans here, got to get these cans off the docks. One of these days, we find out the place that we needed that key for was in the warehouse district all along. And it's a boss battle. It's boss room 3. The gimmick here, as you can see, is that you need to guide his bullets, which steer toward you, guide them into the blinking blocks there to slowly chip away a path for you to get through. It is very tedious and time-consuming, especially when you accidentally leave the room and have to start over. A little bit frustrating there. He can damage you if you allow the bullet to hit you, but for the most part, and the confusing part is that some of these you do have to do yourself, actually. Some of them open with vials, not this one in this case, but there were 1 or 2 that I skipped past. Thanks to tanking it out on the damage there, I managed to take that one and get the rest of the way through. The boots, shod with the preparation of the gospel, will let you cross certain obstacles to your quest. Got my boots. And now the room has reverted to a nice simple straight up and down ladder. Well, now the game opens up for us a little bit again. As I said, there's that one exit in the slums, and there was one that we saw just now here in Warehouse District. We'll go back to the other side there. We'll break on through, as they say, through this underground passage. Get these plumbers out of the way. Come on. Get back to work. Unless this is your job, in which case, good job. And here we are again. So, having gone through the airport and warehouse area, I've got our brand new piece of armor. I think we're ready to call this a video. So we're going to head over to the password area and make notes of that for future. So next time, tune in to watch us walk over Burning Rubble with the boots and see what kind of areas we head to next, what sort of crazy people we encounter. Thank you ever so much for watching, as always, and we'll see you next mission.